gonna explore Mdina today.
Welcome back to Look Past Limits. Join us today for Malta Part 2. Malta is a tiny island nation located in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, just south of Italy. It's one of the world's smallest yet most densely populated countries. The archipelago is made up of 3 main islands: Malta, Gozo and Comino. This little country has a rich and complex history. It's absolutely packed with culture. The natural landscape is breathtaking. The food is delicious. The cities are fascinating. And the whole country is like a real-life museum. We're spending the next week exploring this incredible country with 2 of our best friends, and we're bringing you guys along with us.
Good morning guys, it's another day. For today we had planned a beach day, but it's actually cloudy, so we decided to hit another city and we're gonna explore Mdina today.
So we finally got here in our little hire car. It took quite a while. Nothing in Malta is very far. You look on the map and it seems like you've got quite a distance to go, but it doesn't really take you that long. But the worst thing is just the traffic. There's traffic everywhere, the streets are busy, and then once we got here it was difficult to find parking. But it's still worth it to come by the hire car, to have the freedom to then be able to move about for the rest of the day. As soon as we arrived to Mdina, we were struck by one obvious difference from Valletta, the capital city which we had visited just one day before. And that difference is, there are no cars here within the city walls. The city of Mdina is surrounded by these huge fortifications, and nowadays only some residents are allowed to take their cars inside. This makes for a real contrast to the rest of the country, where there really are cars everywhere. As soon as we enter through these impressive gates, we feel a sense of calm and the serene atmosphere which this grand city boasts. So everything tells you that you have to get here super early if you want it to yourself or if you want it to be quiet, and when we turned up and saw the parking we thought that we had stuffed it for today, but it turns out that here we are. We pretty much have the place to ourselves.
There's definitely enough people here to create an atmosphere, but it's at the same time it's quite quiet. We think it might be because of the time of the year, so it's really nice.
We've managed about a whole 10 minutes of our tour of Mdina so far, and we're now all in need of a morning coffee stop, so...
I think we just found the coolest coffee shop in Mdina. Look at the view.
Fueled with some caffeine, we took to the streets again to wander through the narrow, winding lanes and admire the many styles of architecture above and around us. This city has been ruled by everyone from the Phoenicians to the Romans and the Arabs to the Normans. Wandering through these streets really feels like stepping back in time. So we've left the walls of Mdina now and we've came to Rabat. It's just a city right next to it, and apparently it's meant to be nice here as well, so we'll go and take a look.
There's a bit more going on here, and the cars are allowed because we're not within the fortified walls anymore.
There's still plenty of these enclosed balconies though, they're everywhere in Malta, they're so cool.
When I say, when I come to Malta, I kiss the ground. No place like Malta. And when I come here, I kiss it twice. So happy when I come in.
Time for some lunch. We found this eatery and we're gonna try one of these Maltese breads. Looks good.
Big breakfast sandwich, baby. Well, that was the most delicious sandwich I've had for a long time. What do you think, honey?
Pretty good. Another thing what Mdina is famous for is the filming set for Game of Thrones.
Not that we would know, because we're probably the only people in the world who haven't watched Game of Thrones.
No, not a single episode, but...
So what's the verdict on the Maltese coffee?
Herby.
Very herby.
Herby.
Good tea.
Good tea. We've just gone from having the best sandwich in the world to the absolute worst coffee in the world.
Not bad.
It's alright.
I don't share your strong opinion.
It turns out that traditional Maltese coffee is often prepared with anise, cloves and chicory, and it was this strong herby flavour that I took an instant disliking to. Anyway, the reason we ended up at this coffee shack was because we came here to check out the famous Dingley Cliffs. This area on the west coast is actually the highest point of Malta, where these impressive cliffs drop 200 odd metres down, straight into the sea. It was a bit of a cloudy and misty day, so the views weren't as clear as they could have been, but it was nice to get some fresh Mediterranean sea breeze after spending the majority of the day in the city.
Just on the way back to our apartment, and we stopped at this winery. It's called Meridiana, to see if we can taste some Maltese wine. Ruby red color, slightly spiced, cherry plum aromas, medium-bodied fruity flavor with soft tannins and pleasant finish. Sounds good. Success!
Thank you, chef.
No problem.